Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Strike Zone with St. Paul Saints Manager George Tsamis. Strike Zone is a weekly program that gives you, the fans, the opportunity to ask the St. Paul manager questions about the Saints, baseball or sports in general, or just seek George's wisdom about life events. In this week's episode, George talks to us about the impressive sweep of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. He shares with us his thoughts on the dramatic home run by Kevin Millar, and is a man right to be upset with his girlfriend about a comment she made. Let's get right to Strike Zone. Well, let's welcome back Manager George Tsamis this week. George, do you have team updates you'd like to provide for us?
Yeah, since we last spoke, we had signed Brandon Peterson, a right-handed pitcher. He had double-A time, and he's gotten into a couple games, and he's looked good for us, and we think he'll be a big part of our bullpen. So it's nice to have him with us.
He even had a victory for you early on.
Yeah, and he got out of some jams too, and again, and it's good to have these local guys that contribute, and we feel he just made our bullpen stronger. We've been throwing well down there, and just to add him just makes it even better.
Well, before heading to fan questions this week, let's first of all talk about the play of Anthony Gallus. He just is hitting the ball, it seems like, almost every time he's up at the plate. Are you seeing something different about his approach at the plate, or what are you seeing?
Yeah, he's been hot, and he's just getting better pitches to hit, and he's being more patient, and him and the other guys is more disciplined at bats and trying to lay off the bad stuff. But he's had better at bats, and again, it's been really nice because he's been swinging the bat so well.
You get a big sweep of Winnipeg this past weekend. What does that mean to the team at this point in the season?
Yeah, that was a great weekend for us. Because Winnipeg's team, their lineup's as good as anybody's, and they can pitch. And but we always joke about when we play them, all the games are close. And guess what? That's what happened again. Pretty much, 3 of the 4 games are. It's just good to get those big hits and big games like that, and division games, and but there's a lot of season to go, and we'll be going there a couple more times. They'll be coming back here, so there's a long way to go. But the weekend was just a great weekend, and that's the way you want to play.
I know you've talked about in previous shows about how you would like to see the team hitting better. Do you think you're seeing the kind of improvement you were looking for?
Absolutely. We are early in the year. We weren't hitting, leaving too many guys on base, but the last week, 10 days, we've been coming through with the big hits and getting those hits with guys on base, getting those big 2-out hits, and it's been exciting, and really proud of the way the guys are playing.
One person I think we're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with is Robert Coe. So what is his status at this point?
Yeah, he threw a sim game the other day, 4 innings. He's going to throw another one tomorrow, 5 innings, and he's close. And so if all goes well tomorrow, then we'll have a decision to make. But he's looked better here the last week, 10 days.
Well, let's head to fan questions this week. We first of all begin with Cam from St. Paul. He says, George, great job this season. Were you surprised that Crenshaw left to go to Mexico?
No, not at all. With the kind of money that they throw at him, you can't blame him. And pitch a couple games for us, and But again, it's just you can never blame a player for taking that kind of money. So it's good for him. And but who knows? Maybe we'll see him sometime in August.
Jenny from Woodbury would like to know, how cool was that Kevin Millar home run? Dramatic for sure, wasn't it?
That was one of the most exciting things I've ever seen on a baseball field. First, he's a great guy, and he's the way you see him on his show, Intentional Talk. It's the way he is, and to have a guy that's almost 46 years old that hasn't seen a pitch in 7 years, in his first swing to do that, one of the greatest things, one of the most exciting things I've ever seen on a baseball field.
Trina from St. Paul would like to know, she says, George, isn't the battery of Max Garrett and Mark Hamburger like the longest-haired battery in baseball? I
think it is, and as long as they like it, it's good. As long as the girls like it, and they can do whatever they want. But both of them are doing really well, so if they're doing well and they can keep their hair like that if they want, it's all good.
I remember a few years ago the hair was kind of a thing you were joking about. I'm gathering you're okay with it now.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm getting older now. I'm kind of changing a little bit. So I'm personally not a fan of long hair, but hey, it's all good. Just keep getting the job done, and we don't care about those kind of things as much anymore.
As long as you win games, that's what's important.
That's right. That's right.
Craig from LeSueur would like to know. He says, I remember you saying in seasons past that you did not really assess your team until about a third of the way through the season. So what's your assessment at this point?
I'll tell you, we're very happy with where we are right now, and we have some young guys stepping up, and Max Garrett, he's got his chance and he's taking advantage of it, and John Christopherson, a rookie, he's done a really nice job at shortstop, and Kenny Frosch, rookie out of the bullpen. So we've had some young guys, some rookies that have stepped up here and got the job done, and I always say, we have a good team. You have to have different guys get the job done, and we've had several different guys come in and get it done.
We're going to return to a question from a couple of weeks ago that George said he would answer later on. So Tim from Richfield asks, if you could be any player on your team, who would that be and why?
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm gonna say, Seth Rosen's throwing like 95 miles an hour. So for right now, with me being the next pitcher, I wish I could throw 95. So I'm gonna say Rosen.
Okay, that's a good choice. Len would like to know, he says, I was arguing with a friend about this, and I would love to hear your take. I think that since the Saints have moved to CHS Field, that fans are more interested in baseball than they were at Midway. At Midway, they seem to have liked the stuff that was going on around the game more than the game itself. Do you agree?
I think both places, fans were into the games, and obviously, what goes on in between innings is great, and but it's good that the fans are behind us, and it's good. You love when the crowds are into the games and loud, and on yesterday's game too, they were into it, and there was some excitement in yesterday's game, and they got to see some home runs, some inside the park home runs, walk-off home runs, and they were into it. So it is good that they are into the games like this here.
Connor from Chaska would like to know, what happened to the pregame beverage you used to get?
They still give it to me most of the time, but I really never drink them just because I get back to the dugout and hamburger or Coke, I'm running over and they take it. So I give it to them, and then I try to get the lineup up there, and so they still give them to me, but I'm not the one that usually drinks them.
Isaac from St. Cloud would like to know, everyone seems to be making a big deal about bat flips. What about those guys that take like a minute to round the base pass after a home run? That just doesn't look professional.
Yeah, it's I'm not really a fan of it. But guys, a walk-off home run, I can understand the excitement and enjoy the moment, and but you do want to be respectful of the other pitcher, and so again, I'm not really a fan of it, but people like it. People don't seem to care, and but I will say, a guy, it's a walk-off home run, and they want to enjoy it. Let them enjoy it. It's a big walk-off win, and let them enjoy it. But then again, though, Brady Shoemaker had a walk-off yesterday and just put his bat down and ran around the bases like you should. So the walk-off home runs, they're exciting, and we had one yesterday.
Billy would like to know, he says, I hear a lot of talk about walks to strikeout ratios for pitchers. He's wondering what you think is a good ratio for a pitcher to shoot for, at least a realistic one that is good. Yeah,
2-to-1 strikeouts to walks would be good. One thing as a pitcher, you always want to have less than 2 walks per 9 innings. I mean, to me, that's really good, and it's what you hope for. And but throwing strikes is what it's about, and nobody likes a lot of balls. So obviously, 2 walks per 9 innings, that's great, but you want to keep it under 3 per 9 innings.
Next up is Jack from Mankato. He says, Joe Girardi said that he did not want Andrew Judge competing in the home run derby. I don't really understand that. Can you explain it?
There's a lot of people out there that think it just messes up the swing, and I personally am fine with it. But there are a lot of hitters that aren't interested in doing it because they think that, and that's okay. And so it's just, I guess it's personal preference. Some guys don't mind it, but some guys do. And I was never a hitter, so I wouldn't know. And when I was a hitter, when I was a little kid, I never even hit a home run in my whole life, and that's something that I wish I got to experience because I never did because I couldn't get it out of the infield.
George Tsamis in the home run derby.
Yeah, that'd be nice because I've never hit one, and that's how sad is that? I've been in baseball so long, and I've never hit a home run, and I wish I could have experienced it.
Well, nobody's really asked you to do that, I would gather. Yeah, I take it you did kind of hit after high school. Is that true?
Yeah, but you would think when you're little you would hit one, or even in high school you would hit one, and I never have. So that's yeah, I wish that was a little different.
Brad from Bloomington asks, he says, how does Ichiro keep playing at such a high level? Heck, I am a little older than him, and I have trouble just getting out of bed.
Yeah, I haven't followed how he's doing, but, I mean, as old as he is, to keep swinging it and doing what he's doing, he's always been one great hitter, so it's good for him that that he's still going.
Daryl from St. Paul says, the Twins are back in first. What an exciting year for baseball in the Twin Cities.
Absolutely, and it's the highs and lows of it. Earlier the Twins were great. Then they went through a rough stretch when the Twins they're not going to do it. Now they went 3 in a row, and now they're back on top. And again, like we've talked about pretty much all season, that division, nobody knows what's going to happen. So it's anybody's division, and it's a long season, highs and lows, and I hope they can keep going. And I know they're going into Boston for a big series, so I just hope they can keep playing well.
Sean from Hudson would like to know what you think is the best baseball city in the country.
We're going to have to go with St. Paul, Minnesota.
I would hope so.
The place to be. Nice stadium, big crowds, good team, excellent stadium. So we're going to go with St. Paul.
Adam from Richfield would like to know, who are people that you admire?
Kevin Millar, because what he did was outstanding. How do you do that when you haven't seen a pitch in 7 years and kill a ball and hit a home run?
It's just unreal.
It was amazing. So Kevin Millar and Raymond Reddington, I admire those two guys.
Awesome. Shelley would like to know, she says, my boyfriend is going to a different college than me in the fall, and all my friends say to break up with him now because long-distance relationships don't work. You spend a lot of time on the road. Can they work?
Yeah, I'll stay away from that one. That's not my call, but yeah, they can work. If you work hard enough at it, they can work.
Anything can work if you want it to. That's the truth.
Absolutely. Except me hitting a home run. I can't hit a home run.
Well, that one, we can make that work at some point. Let's figure out how to get that in. Chris would like to know, I was playing softball recently, and I hit a ball into the gap and started running as hard as I could. I made it for a triple, which I was really happy about, but as I was rounding second, my girlfriend yells, hey, get that fat ass in gear. Afterwards, I told her that offended me, and she didn't really understand why. Really?
I agree with Chris on this one. That was inappropriate comment in front of everybody, too, I'm guessing. So I agree with him. Yeah, that probably shouldn't have happened that way.
Bob would like to know, as our last question, Ole seems like quite a character. Do you have a crazy story about him you'd like to share?
He is. He's great to have, and there's too many stories about him. He's yeah. The thing about him, people saw him as a hitter, and he, with that batting stance he had, and he hit all those home runs for us. And this is a guy that really cares about winning, and he's into the games and intense, and but he wants to win. He wants to win pretty bad, and you want guys like that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us this week, George.
Okay, thank you so much, Ken.
We want to thank Manager George Tsamis for joining us on Strike Zone this week. If you have your own questions you'd like to ask to St. Paul Saints skipper, please send them to us at askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. That's askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. Please have your questions to us by Saturday evening so we can give George a little time to review them before we record the show. I'm Rob Pannier, the managing editor of the Minor League Sports Report. We'll see you next time on Strike Zone.